String show this week. Very significant topic. One that really is always abreast in the Black community. Um, what we got for him this week, G?
Man, so this relation I mean this I'm talking about relationship. Oh Lord. But anyway, it is a relationship though. It is a relationship. But this episode is about our relationship mainly as black people with police. We got one of our partners to come on. He's actually a cop. We just trying to give people the perspective from both ends, from two men ride, two regular civilians, and a cop. And kind of give y'all his insight on how he see things when he's on the job. So yeah, man, this is going to be a very informative episode. Man, make sure y'all tune in on Friday for sure.
Yes, sir. Catch us at via the Now Legacy Network's Facebook page. We'll be live streaming this Friday. Check us out discussing police and the Black community. Appreciate y'all. It's the Rich Dream Show.
Yes, sir.
You are now tuned in to the Rich Dream Show.
What y'all know about a rich dream? Hello, world. This is Smok3og with my boy G. Welcome y'all to another episode of the Rich Dream Show, brought to you by the Now Legacy Network. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe at the Now Legacy. That's on Facebook, that's on Instagram, all the social networks. Also want to shout out our sponsor, of course, Rich Dreams Apparel. Make sure you get yourself a part of the Dreamers Club.
Sure.
If you don't have the Etsy app, make sure you download that Etsy app right now, and make sure you go and type in Rich Dreams. That's Dreams with two Z's. Make sure you make us your favorite store on the Etsy app by clicking the little heart button. That way you stay abreast on all the latest drops and information we got going on for y'all. And we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Mr. G,
What's up? What's up?
what's happening with you, man? It's another beautiful week.
Same old, man. I'm excited about this episode though. Real talk. We've been meaning to do this for about a month or so now. We just been a lot of stuff been coming up. We've been having to push it back, but yeah, I'm excited for this episode.
Same, man, for two reasons. For one, of course, because it's a very important topic. And another reason is because I love it when we have people that we know on the show that we actually are familiar with. This is one of my lifelong friends. Can I go ahead and bring him out? Should I go ahead and bring him out?
Yeah, bring him in.
Man, right now we have Mr. Victor Bayan.
He caught him off guard. Look how he looking like, oh.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm home.
This guy is somebody that I've known since, I'm gonna say yay high. Well, he was always kind of big, but since sixth grade, probably 18 plus years now. Man, from starting off a primetime athlete for the St. Mary's Catholic School. Yes, man.
Not the St. Mary's.
Black Catholic right here, if you didn't know.
Hey, listen, man. Go ahead.
Collegiate athlete as well. Played football for University of Monticello. Yeah, I didn't. I remember that. I remember that. And of course, a devoted husband, father right now.
You milking the intro on it, man. Just call his name, man. You
great man right here. Great man. Ladies and gentlemen, for today's topic on police and the Black community, our RLS topic, I have you, Mr. Victor Bayan, Officer Victor Bayan.
Officer. Yes, sir. Hey, listen, quick story before we get into it.
Uh-oh.
Vic, do you remember how we first met?
Oh, damn.
Which part?
Do you remember?
Which part?
Okay, so check it out.
Okay.
So, and Rod, you know too, right?
I vaguely
So
remember,
look,
but I don't
man.
remember.
So
You talking about
we at the
wait. You talking about the Ben Johnson?
Ben Johnson. Yeah, Ben Johnson. So we at the Ben, right? You know, this back in the day, what we like 20. I'm like 24, 20. Y'all probably like 20. I'm like 24 or some shit, 23, 24. I'm
Yeah, 20.
drunk. I'm off Hennessy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm rolling with one of my partners. Unbeknownst to me, he got into it, I think, with something at the rack NSU.
Oh, okay.
So I'm drunk as hell, and I'm like, oh, they tried to, he was like, man, they tried to jump me. So I'm like, what? I go over there. I'm every bit of like 145, 150 at this time. Like lil dude. You know what I'm saying? And Vic
Yeah,
is
yeah.
he's the size he is now. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I
that
go over there,
sounds
I'm
for
like,
a
man,
while.
I'm like, y'all try to jump my boy and blah blah blah. And he like, Vic, like, nah. Vic kind of how I remember it, Vic kind of looked at me like, niggas like, what?
What you talking
Right,
about?
you know what I'm saying? So, to make a long story short, nothing ended up happening. It's just a bunch of talking. And then, like, the next day, I was like, man, what the hell was I thinking? Like, what the fuck was I thinking? So, fast forward to your birthday that year. I pull
Yeah.
up over there, Vic there. And I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
if y'all remember the movie Rush Hour 2 when Chris Tucker, he was acting tough with Lil Ricky Tan
Oh
and he
yeah.
broke the laptop and he turned around and he seen all them dudes back there. He's like, "Oh my lord, can I?" That's how I was when I seen that. I was like, "Bro, I was drunk, bro. Like, my bad, bro." And Vic's such a cool dude. He was like, "Man, it's all good, man. It's all good."
Oh,
So
man.
that was
I
kind of
remember,
how like I met Vic. You know what I'm saying?
and I remember that because that was my 21st when you brought that
Yeah,
damn
yeah,
Hennessy
yeah,
Black
yeah.
Yeah.
and made
Right.
everybody throw up.
I
Who?
mean, it
Oh my
wasn't.
God, you
What I
you
did?
brought that you brought that damn Hennessy Black
I
and
sure
boy,
did, not I? Yep, I
we
sure did.
everybody
Y'all
was in
threw up
that
off of
mode.
that. Y'all threw up.
You know,
Yeah.
Roddy not. Roddy
Well,
wasn't. Roddy
I done the job then. I did the
wasn't
job. Yeah, I did the
back then.
job.
Man,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was a different life.
Yeah. Nah.
That was
I
different.
ain't
yeah,
seen
yeah.
Hennessy Black since then. I ain't lying.
Thank you, Lord. I don't want to see it.
I haven't touched in probably like 10 years.
Come on now.
Drink Crown. Drink Crown.
I just recently had to give
I'm
up
right there
Hennessy.
with you.
Yeah, I just recently had to give it up. Yeah.
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 Hennessy.
Got you in a little trouble, huh?
Man. Too old for it.
That's it. That's it. But man, Vic. So how long have you been on the force now, man?
Ooh, I've been an officer now 7.5, close to 8 years.
Wow, almost a decade, bro.
For real.
I'm
That's
old.
amazing.
I'm old, man.
Hey, God bless, man. We want to keep getting older. Shoot,
Old.
that's what it's about, bro. I mean, first, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna do some cliche stuff because, you know, of course, just a couple weeks back, man, we had that shooting out in Addison, right,
Mhm.
at that mall.
Right.
Oh, yeah, a few
I
months
don't know
ago.
if you
Yeah.
saw, but our other police homie, John, he posted a video like of the officer body cam that shot down and actually apprehended the dude that was doing the shooting.
Yeah.
Like I ain't gonna say I had a real understanding, but a slight understanding. Of course, y'all risk your lives and everything, but that put a whole new perspective on it for me. If I'm being honest, bro, like you actually you hear the gunshots,
Yep.
and immediately all he do is pick up his weapon, get it right, because he know he heard like an assault rifle type of thing, and he literally bolt to the direction of the gunshot. And I'm just like, that's some nuts, bro.
Different. That's different.
You know what type of nuts you gotta have to hear something go brr, 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 brr,
And
brr,
go
brr.
towards it.
He
Yeah.
over there talking to a little kid and his mom, and he's just like on
You talking
the gone. I'm talking
about Allen, in Allen, Texas.
That was
about
Allen. That was Allen,
yeah,
not Addison. Yeah, that was Allen.
God
Yeah,
bless, man, those people that went through that.
no doubt.
But nah, man, just want to say thank you for your service, man. God
No
bless
doubt.
you.
Sure.
It's a some would say it's a crazy thing that y'all do every day. Go out there, risk your lives and stuff. Um, what would you say that it's that it feels that way? Do you feel like every time that you go out there, like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it home? Has that been your experience?
And also, before you go, what made you want to be a cop?
Well, to answer the first question,
Mm.
it used to be my experience when I used to lead a house when I first started was what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen.
Mm.
But then after like the first couple of months, it was just like riding a bike. 'Cause a lot of things we do train for, and if you actually do what you're supposed to do while training, it's like spitting on the ground. It's easy. It's easy. It comes to you by repetition, overtraining, and doing other stuff, and then
Right.
side of work, continue to train on your own and finding different classes you can go do and stuff like this. So not being fearful in a way, but at the same time, I've seen where people say if you're scared, you shouldn't be a cop.
Hmm.
And I want to touch on that because that is a misconception. A person is a normal person.
Right.
It's the person that's not scared that's dangerous. Because if we go to a domestic scene where there's possibly a gun involved and you got Superman with you and he jumps out the unit and runs directly into the house and you hear shots go off, but you don't hear your partner. Now you're in a situation because they were too brave.
Yeah.
They didn't went in there. Now you got to save them and the other victim.
Right.
And self.
Wow.
So what do you do in that position when your partner just went in there and went down?
Yeah.
Now you have a whole nother insight to where you have to think. Now my life is probably now my survival rate went from 90% with my partner because you just never know what they come outside with to now it's weighed out to 60-40 on their end because
Right.
now I don't. So being cautious and fearful is good. It's when you go code black, and that's when we call it one of the code words we use, where you just lose all auditory and visual senses, and you just
Survival mode.
Right.
no
Yeah.
shut down.
Oh.
It's not something you just shut down.
Oh wow.
That's when it's to a point where you're too fearful. But fear will save your life. Fear makes you question. Fear makes you not go into this pitch black alley without a flashlight.
Right.
Not to go around the corner by yourself.
Right.
Fear is
Okay.
good.
So to be honest, you never really lose the fear aspect of it, which, like you said, is a kind of a good thing because you're human at the end of the day,
Yeah.
and being human is a part of that's going to help you make the right decisions.
Being
No
a
doubt.
human on the job still normalizes it in the eyes of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't met a person on this planet that's not afraid.
Yeah.
Something scary.
That what Kevin Gates
just
said,
like
we all afraid of something.
Yeah, it's just like the boxers say, man. Fear keep you sharp.
It does.
It's on the movie Rocky. He say, it's a movie, but I feel like that's real life stuff. When every time I go in there, I'm scared, but it keeps you sharp. It keeps you sharp. So I could definitely understand that. I could definitely understand that.
And what was your question again, G? Because my mind is short.
What made you what made you want to be a being that this is such a dangerous or could be a dangerous job at times? What made you want to be a cop?
I guess it's just one of those things where it just got up one day. I was like, you know what could I be doing better? What could I be, changing in a way? I like dealing with the public. I don't mind talking to people. I can get on stage and talk to people. It don't bother me none. So what's the best way I can interact with people and possibly change people's perspectives, help them out in ways? I was like, I was gonna become a cop. And
Okay.
It went from there.
Okay.
That's solid.
Nah, that's dope.
That sounds like some of the reasoning that you would want to hear.
Yeah.
If you ask that question.
See, what I don't like is the guys, and I know Vic, I know that there are guys out there that's like this. The guys that want to come out, like you say, the guy that ain't scared of nothing, the maverick. He want to, maybe he
Any watching action movies.
failed in high school, failed at football in high school or something like that. And this is where this is where like, okay, well, I got the authority now over a regular civilian. Now, those, I mean, you see, I feel like there are those type of guys that like to throw their weight around as cops. What do you think?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And like I tell people all the time, it's no different from regular jobs. You got the brown nose of the job at Walmart that do everything say. Same way in the police departments. You got the overachiever. I ain't gonna say overachiever, but you got the person who's walking around with their chest out, always trying to prove themselves. And the fact that they're always trying to prove themselves puts everybody in positions to where it's compromised.
The you ain't the manager type.
The guy that would get out and holler and escalate stuff when there's no need for escalation.
Wow.
Yep.
So there are those on the job. Everybody has that at every job. I have, and I'm not proud of it. I mean, I have gotten into it with an officer before on scene. I wasn't trying to, but it was more of a teaching and learning curve. But more of a me seeing it and then me reacting to it, and kind of got loud in front of everybody, which was the right thing to do. Because if I get loud with you in front of everybody, it takes away your authority and gives them the right, or seemingly gives them the right. They can get loud with you too, and I probably put them in harm's way because they get loud talking crazy to you, and that officer reacts to them instead. And I feel like I'll be the cause of that.
Basically, it's not showing y'all as a unified front. So
exactly.
Well, that's how prisons are ran, because you got 30 deputies in there controlling 500 people. Well, how do you do that? Because they're all together in unison, and if they're getting into it, the inmates see division, and they'll pick.
No doubt.
Now
go ahead, Rob.
I was gonna say this officer that you had the situation that was kind of like that with that abrasive personality. Was it your partner, or have you had a partner like that before?
Down south, we really don't ride partners, so it's not like New York City where it's two cops a shift in each car together, or like let's start at Louisiana is more or less single car, unless you have what's called a reserve officer, which is a person who goes through certain trainings to be able to have authoritative standing in law, but they just can't do certain things. And they sometimes will come out and ride with us, and we'll train them. A lot of them will want to go full time and go to the police academy and stuff and become full time officers. And then you have what's called people who just want to come out and ride, where they'll sign waivers and come out and see how it is. We don't really have partners per se.
Nice.
So you talking about is this a civilian that's coming to ride along, or somebody that actually?
No, a civilian at some departments can come in and sign a waiver, and they can come at some places.
I don't think
You just taught me so much just now.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. It goes down like that at times.
Not everywhere. Some places they'll allow them to like sign that waiver, and
wow.
And you just taught me something too about the partnership thing. So I didn't know it was just more of a bigger city type of deal or bigger state type of thing. So
I wonder, probably by crime per capita kind of thing.
Makes sense.
But even so, Shreveport should have 2 officers in the car.
3.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's just what I was thinking.
So I don't know if it's just a Louisiana thing or what, but
yeah,
I know a lot of bigger cities they will ride 2. So I don't know. Maybe it's like the jail mentality where 500 inmates, 30 officers. Okay, 100,000 citizens, single car officers versus citizens. Okay, we need 2 car officers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
So check it out. Well, back to the thing where you said, you had to at one point you had to kind of get on one of the officers that was on the scene with you about something you felt like he was doing wrong or maybe escalating the situation. Man, I had a situation one time, because I'm looking at it now from the civilian's point of view. Had you not done that, who knows what it could have ended up being, I remember I'm a kid. I'm like 18, 19. I get pulled over. Dude put me over for a headlight. I'm not in any drugs or anything like that. It's a weekday. I'm riding in a Jeep. It ain't even, no crazy type of car. And older white cop, he give my license, or he give my license back, give me the ticket, and he's like, "Well, I think you lied about not having any drugs in the car." And I'm like, "Bro, like you don't smell any drugs. I wasn't even hanging with people that did any drugs." But it was a
But
cop
you
with
looking
him.
like a liar.
Exactly. So it's a cop with him as he's searching the car. I'm looking at the cop and I'm like, bro, like, what's up? Like, I'm looking like, what's up with him? And he just got this look on his face, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just not saying anything. So it's good that you are that type of guy, because I feel like that's how so much stuff go on. It ruins the relationship with the cops and the civilians, when you don't have somebody like you to be like, no, bro, like that's not cool. But I do get it from your standpoint, being a part of the police force, and you not wanting to really, like, like you say, break the united front. But I honestly feel like, man, they should have more guys like you to call it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it can be done in a respectful way.
Yeah.
But I feel like cops need to start calling that out a little more when
That
somebody,
was going to be my question.
yeah.
How do you handle that? Like, do you pull them to the side, or like you said, you don't want to just lash out in front of
A lot
everyone?
of time, when I had this incident with that officer, then I was a lot younger in my job at the time too. So my words and my mouth would just happen. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I mean, I've gotten to with people on traffic stops before too, because I didn't know any better. I wasn't educated enough in the job to where just because I told you to shut up, you gotta shut up.
Yeah.
I had to learn that I can't make you shut up. so
This
I
is
learned
tips, people. We don't have to shut up when they say it.
I will suggest sometimes if I do say you might not shut your mouth. That's because I'm actually helping that person in a way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Once I give you your rights and you going 90 to nothing, and I'm sitting there like,
yeah,
you might want to stop talking.
I about to say, we've seen a lot of times where people talk themselves into some trouble.
Right. I tell you, might want to stop talking. Just let it be where it is right there. If I have to ask you those questions, I'll ask you. But right now, it's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
And I would tell people that, but young in my crowd will flash out, and I used to argue and did back and forth with people, and it makes no sense. But yeah, if I do see somebody doing that and stuff like that, I would. If I'm on scene with them, I'll wait, let it get it out. I'll pull them to the side. I'll talk with them about it, and I'll go back to that person also and say, "Hey, listen, what's going on? Why are you so mad? What's happening? This, that, and the third?" And I'll try to sit there and explain to them also the different viewpoints on where the whole situation is, and I'll try to at least mediate the situation to where everybody can be on more of a calm level.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, everybody trying to go home, man.
Right.
And I think for Black people, for sure, we see it all the time. They record, they record themselves getting pulled over, and I'm not one of those guys to be like, oh well, man, they do it so wrong. I look at every situation for what that situation is.
Mm-hmm.
So if a cop is asking you to get out the car, get the fuck out the car.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not. You don't have the right. I want to hear your supervisor. Bruh, you're not going to win on the scene. Even if the cop is dead wrong, you're never going to win on the scene. You're never going to win.
I'm going to say this. If you ordered to get out the car, there's no argument. Get out the car. Go to the back of your car. Shut your car door. Lock your car door. And say, I want to have a supervisor out here before we go any further.
To that effect, and I know people probably say, "Oh, this some Uncle Tom or whatever."
No,
I'm trying to help you really on some just
because once you're out your
escalating situation type of thing.
Once you're out your car, lock your car.
Yeah.
Stand at the back of it and say you're just requesting a supervisor.
And
There's nothing there that can hurt my feelings if somebody was to do that to me. I've had it done to me before, and I said, okay.
Right.
Like, it is what it is. I mean, if you want to supervise it, that's fine.
I've actually seen where a police officer that's off duty and the officer that pulled him over didn't realize or didn't know, they asked him to get out the car, and the officer complied. He could have argued and been like, "Hey, you know, I'm an officer." He complied. So if an officer that really probably could just have been like, "Hey, man, you know, I'm a cop too. I ain't really. It's not necessary." If they gonna comply when somebody asks them to do something, civilians, you need to comply.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this. I've been in situations where, just like on YouTube videos, they'll see where the people's windows gotten broken. I've been in those situations. Why waste your money when you can just step out of a car, or when you can just give your driver's license and really? And to be honest with you, and statistically speaking, I think it's like 6 times out of 10, if the person is being, you know, cordial, talkative, you know, and just having a conversation of what's going on, why the traffic stop happened, they're explaining, and they're having a good dialogue with each other, 6 out of 10 times that person's probably not even getting a ticket, they get a warning.
Exactly. What's the old saying? You get more bees with honey than some shit like that. What's the? But I mean, it's
catch more flies with honey than shit.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But that's it, man. Like, I've never had a problem. I've been pulled over numerous times. I've never had a problem where a cop had to like rough me up or, you know, never ever in my life. So, and I'm not saying that those you know that cops that maybe escalate a situation or not, you know, they're not out there. But if you get out and you're respectful and you're complying, like he say, 6 times out of 10, or how many, whatever you just said, they probably gonna let you off with a warning, bro.
Yeah,
you trying to go home.
Yeah, it's not even just that. Sometimes we stop people. You got to look at, if you ever get stopped again, I hope you don't, but if you ever just get stopped,
me too.
If you ever just, or if you see somebody, look at the cop's face when they get out the car.
Mm-hmm.
They're not smiling.
Right.
It's a look of aggravation. The effort it takes to get your body out of this car with all this on, to walk up to this window next to this hot vehicle on this hot day, just to get attitude from somebody you know you about to get. We out here just hunting for BS. We really want to get away from you just as much as you want to get away from us, and we want this process to go really fast.
Yeah,
like, we don't want to prolong this,
especially as hot as it is out here, man. Whew.
I've heard the less paperwork, the better, right?
It's just simple, man. Let's get away from each other. Let's just get away from each
other. So, social distance. We trying to carry it on.
So I gotta stop you.
Yeah.
So for situations. What's up, man? That's little VJ, huh?
Yep.
What's up, bro?
How was practice, dude?
He said, "How was practice?" Talk. Look at the camera.
Good.
Oh, good. Okay.
You running fast? You know, your daddy was slow when he played.
Hey, look.
I'm eating butt.
I'm talking about, man. Like I said, devoted father, loving husband right there. God bless him.
Yeah, man.
I'll come fix it.
See, on camera, he trying to act like he don't beat
shut
that.
Shut the thing. Shut that.
Talk. You hear how he talk like Ike a little bit? He beat that. He beat that.
No, I used to stutter. But look though, man, check it out. So just to play devil's advocate a little bit, what about the people that bring up, you know, those situations that we all, you know, what do you know, for the people that take those situations and think that most cops are like that, you know, what would you have to say to them, or, you know, how could you reach them and be like, bro, we're not all like that? Like,
at the end of the day, man, look, people got their own opinions, and they're gonna always draw their own opinion. My response to a lot of people all the time when things were to arise where a situation turns deadly, All thing I can tell them is, at the end of the day, some people are human. Not everybody's out to kill somebody. I don't know if anybody's ever actually killed somebody and they're like, man, yeah, I'm gonna do it again. If you pull the trigger on another person, that's not something you want to do.
Right.
A lot of times, it's not something you like living with. And then I will also tell them, look, it don't cost nothing to come out and ride and see what it's like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for bridging the gap with community with different things. If they ever want to have somebody come out and talk, speak, run scenarios with them. I know there's been plenty of times where citizens will sign out their waivers. They'll put on face masks and stuff like that, and they'll come out and be in a training scenario where they're the police. They do active scenes where they use sim rounds. It's like sometimes like little soap or chalk, and if it hits you, it stings. It really hurts.
Oh wow!
It's like real scenarios. You do traffic stops, you do building clearances, you do domestic situations, and we teach them what do you do next, because a lot of people say you should have used your taser. At the end of the day,
I mean, listen.
At the end of the day, it's hard to sit there and tell somebody something. It's easy to quarterback Monday night quarterback. It's easy.
Monday morning quarterback. Yep.
It's easy to go back and look at highlights and say somebody should have did something. And then when you put yourself in that situation, just do a training. Your life is not in danger. You will be surprised how many people just.
Oh shit! I did not. I know it was like that. Right. Let off.
And it's like it's a traffic stop. Why are you shooting at this person? Oh, well, they start coming at me real fast. There's no weapon. Oh well, and then they start realizing, well, crap. And we're like, yeah, now you're going to jail. You're indicted. That's murder.
Wow.
Yeah.
The split-second decision then to have to keep your nerves under control is something that you really have to work on. And yes, there are some people out here who has done wrong and that need to be dealt with. That need to be prosecuted. You shot somebody that was innocent.
Right.
One, your supervisor should have been trailing you the whole time. You just got out the academy. Somebody should have been trailing you. Every stop, every call you go to, somebody's with you trailing you. There should be no reason why you're by yourself. With the first, I think, couple of weeks to a few months, you shouldn't be going to calls by yourself, fresh out the academy.
Yeah.
You just should. Not until you're comfortable enough handling high stress situations. That's just my fault.
Yeah.
And I would say just those people that need to come out and petition to do those trainings with us. I mean, we got training guns, we got sim rounds. If you don't mind getting shot with something that's similar to a paintball, then come on.
And a lot of y'all don't, because I've been seeing y'all out there. Y'all go play hella paintball, so don't be acting all scared. Vic, where would somebody sign up? Is that something that you can do online, or you just go by your local station, or
go by your local station, see if they have those programs to where you can waiver out and ride along. And when you go ride along, you're not going to like, oh, there's a murder on.
They're not gonna let you go there.
I would hope not.
Look, I don't want to go there.
I'm not taking somebody's grandmother to a murder scene. That's not about to happen.
Yeah.
Right. But you'll go to certain small situations like some thefts, some petty disturbances. And it might be a fight somewhere.
Right.
But majority is gonna be more of a controlled area, the way that person is feeling a little safe. That way you don't have to sit there and worry about them freaking out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you still get the real experience. You still get the call volume. You still get to hear the radio, how it's going. You still get to hear how hectic it can be if somebody's in a pursuit and chasing an active murder suspect. And everybody's everywhere.
Man.
Like, you get to see things firsthand. It kind of changes a lot of perspectives.
Wow.
Man, I think, bro, that's a good thing to do. I didn't know about this until today. Because, over the years with all the things happening with the police and black people, I think it is a disconnect, and if we're looking at police like they're all against us, what the hell you think police are gonna think when they pull up somewhere? It's like, we against each other. So I think that program is a good thing, and more people should check into that, because we don't want. I mean, y'all are the people in the community that's supposed to be protecting us at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Y'all are here for protection against violence, So we shouldn't let the few bad apples that we see, on social media or, wherever, ruin it for everybody that's a cop. Like I say, we all want to get home at the end of the day.
And we got to stop being so two-faced about this too, because as soon as something happens, our first threat or the first thing we want to do is be like, "I'm calling the police."
Exactly.
So you can't be, F12, and then as soon as something pop up, oh, let me
You
call the
need
police.
12. Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Like,
shut the door, V.
But
yeah.
You good? It wasn't really a question there.
No, I
Yeah,
told him to shut the door. On the shut though, he left it like halfway cracked. I don't get it.
Pet peeves.
On the shut the door.
He's resisting.
But there's not much effort behind the extra. He had to close it. Like it's and he just left it there.
You know what? I feel like that's another thing that where most cops probably have a more level of patience than most people, because most of them got kids too. So it's like you go have a certain level of patience up until a certain extent to where somebody just like, okay, see now you just blatantly ignoring what I'm telling you.
Yeah, easy because with the kids, it's like you develop a higher sense of patience because you got full-grown adults who act like children on the job. So when you come home and deal with kids, it's more funny than anything. It's like, bro,
at least you don't know no better, I guess.
Like he could have shut that door away. It's the same effort I'm not using right now to get up and shut it.
Right.
And it's like 6.5 feet away. I can really just
look. That's my boy. Yep.
So good. Just to kind of, if you can remember this far back, I know it's been a while. When you were a civilian, what do you feel like your relationship was with the police? Do you feel like it was all good? I mean, I know we grew up kind of a small town. You kind of know most of the police anyway.
I've had a few run-ins with police in Natchitoches and some in Winfield. I've had run-ins with police in Alexandria. Just whatever. I always had a mouth, and that was my problem. But I always looked at it like I take my lick.
Okay.
Like it was a cat. It's a game a lot of times. If I'm trying to do something that's out of the way, whereas I'm curb and get here, so let me do 105 miles per hour, and I know the speed limit is 60, and if I get stopped, why am I getting an attitude? I'm like, the only thing I can say is shit. He's stopping.
Yeah.
You know why I stopped you? Yeah, man, my bad. Like I'm gonna laugh because it's more or less because it's a game. My job is to not get caught. Your job is to catch me.
Yeah.
He sound like Kevin Gates, man. I feel like I heard Kevin Gates say that before.
It's hard to be on the intro. But
that's true. That's true though, man. That's true.
I think that's a lot of times where people get into those arguments because they know they're wrong in some form or fashion. It may not be exactly what the cop stopped you for, but you know you're wrong, so you want to get defensive, and be like, so what's your issue and stuff like that.
And a lot of times when you look at that, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but a lot of times you look at that, and those people who act that way, if you ever look at how they were raised in some aspects, they always talked back to somebody, whether it been their parents, their teachers, anybody that was in an authoritative situation. They always get belligerent with them,
right?
And it's like it just carried over into their adulthood.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think also that's people that they can't really hold themselves accountable or refuse to.
Or nobody ever held them accountable.
Nobody ever held them accountable. Yeah, that for sure.
In the era of anti-accountability.
That teacher grabbed my child.
What mama come up there and knowing this boy bad as hell at home. What you think he gonna do at school?
Yeah, like Why'd you grab the child? Well, he started swinging on me. Well, damn, you don't right to grab my child. Cause shit. Look,
man,
you gotta. At some point, there's a line that has to be.
Yeah. It started at the house. It started at the house, man, for sure.
They get ran over at the house, so the kids just run over for everybody, and then, you know, they meet somebody that's just as bad as them.
Yep. Yep.
I feel like we've been keeping a little light. About to get into some of the deep part of the show, man.
Okay.
You know, whenever we have sometimes these conversations with police, we always hear these statistics. You know, Black people make up only 13% of the population. This is a statistic from 2021, but accounting for 37% of police-related deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, this is something that we've seen in rapid succession for years. Do you think that people have, or in your opinion, does the police, I'm not going to say target, but do they have more of an onus on, or is it just usually more of a confrontation, or is there any type of talk, or is there just a feeling within the police that when you have a Black suspect that you have to act in accordance to a certain way? Are you expecting a certain type of confrontation to happen? Because a lot of times we see the officer and they just say, you know, I was afraid, or I didn't know what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. Is there just this preconceived notion that if you're doing a Black stop or if there's a Black suspect, you have to be super on your guard because you never know what can happen? Or what's just that you can speak to? What's kind of the deal of why we are so much more fatality wise, you know, victims of that?
I guess I can lead off by saying, me personally, I don't trust nobody.
Okay.
When I pull up to a scene, when I pull up somebody over, I don't know you. I just don't know you. So why should I have any trust for you? I'm going to be professional. I'm going to be stern. I'm going to tell you what we're here for. I'm going to tell you how we're about to get down. I'm going to tell you what it is for you to leave. So I go up to every situation the same way. As far as the statistics wise, I don't really know all the ins and outs as far as like numbers wise. I can say though, things like that do happen. And I will also say that some people are brought up with hate and they don't know how to get away from that.
Right.
Some people are brought up seeing only what they're shown on TV and they don't know how to get away from that. And I'm just going, you know, speaking on this and, you know, hopefully I don't get no flack for this, but if you look at Black culture, right? Mm-hmm. From rap and stuff like that. Yes, we talked about violence and they rapped about this, they rapped about that. They did their clothes a certain way, talked a certain way, you know, even held they cigarettes and blunts a certain way.
Sure.
And then you fast forward down this timeline, we became just like Africans, like Africans, just like their culture, the you know, authentic African culture. We became a style / a fad, to where you got people now like what that little boy name is. It's, they built like a pen. Lil Xan, the little white rapper. You got these islands, you got these little quote unquote gangster rappers. Mm-hmm. That don't make no damn sense. And all you see is all that. So them being of the white culture, the only thing they think of, I'm going to act gangster. And most times when you think of gangsters, you only think of two things. You think of Bloods and Crips, or you think of mob, Al Capone and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. In their mind, acting gangster is acting ignorant. And the first thing they think of is how Black people are when there's certain rap styles and stuff like that, how they grew up. So they act violent, and in reality, we're not violent.
Right.
the crazy part is, and just a quick little brief on this. Yes, there have been gang shootings and stuff like that before, right? But there's everywhere. There's the Hell's Angels. There's the Banditos. There's all types of gangs and biker clubs and Bloods and Crips. But innately in history, black people have not been violent.
Yeah. Right, no doubt.
So where did that come from? Media has played a big part in that. And some of these officers that get out here on these scenes, that's all they were taught. That's all they seen. That's all they were heard of. You're listening to Boosie.
Right.
I bet he got pistols and drugs in the car. I just like how Boosie rap. But they're not. Like, that's when you get those bad officers who only see you for the fad and not as the actual culture behind it.
The stereotype.
Right.
They discriminate against you.
In reality, I tell people all the time, you shouldn't trust nobody. And I think what my favorite rapper, one of my favorite rappers, top 5 at least, Zero, said the best way possible was, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
Nah, real talk.
Everybody, I don't trust people.
Yeah.
If I don't know you, like I don't trust you. Like,
right.
I sit here and be on this traffic scene, and where I got out with black people, of my own community. Man, you gonna let them do me like that? I don't even know what's going on, and I don't know you either. So you think I'm about to stick my neck on the line for me not knowing you? Let me figure something out first and see what's going on.
Right.
Don't just think because I'm showing up on the scene that I automatically have to trust you.
Yeah.
I don't trust
you. No doubt. Because you're black.
Yeah. Right.
And you're a black officer. Right.
And I've told this to multiple people. Being a black officer, at the end of the day, people always see me, oh, you with your brothers, your thin blue line. It's like a fraternity. Yeah. Yes, we are a family. It's a national family, yes.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm also black first. When I'm not in my uniform, my wife tells me all the time, I'm not in my uniform, I'm still a black person.
Right.
I've been pulled over on the way down south and got cussed out like a dog on the side of the road by an officer. I didn't say nothing to him. I just waited, told him to get a supervisor. When the supervisor got there, I pulled my badge out the truck and said, hey, you need to do something with that one. He got suspended. He got suspended for, I think, a week without pay, 2 weeks without pay. Written up, got put into his file. So, I mean, like, I handle things differently now with that because I am a black man in America still at the end of the day. And I'm not saying it's just bad in America, but at the same time, I know what some people's ideologies are. Yeah. I know how they portray us. I know how some people view the way we do things and stuff like that. I have a black son.
Right.
Like, I'm about to have a second black son. He's due in October. So, I mean,
man.
I'm not about to be out here with my dad to say pity patting with people. I know what I am, and I know how you look at me, and I'm gonna have my chest out at the end of the day regardless.
Yes, sir.
I think it's more or less the officers that are not trained who are scared of majority of the black people who aren't scared to sit there, have their chest open wide and say, look, bro, I'm not gonna get talked to a certain way. And they get scared because they look at us as being angry and combative. Right. And react. I'm just being assertive and letting you know it's not about to go down on this traffic stop like that. And now you're freaking out because you're terrified of me.
Yeah.
So those
and see the thing, and to speak to the stats, and I guess we can't really track each situation. You just have the stats on. He just have the stats on how many the percentage of black people that get killed by right.
It's a broad spectrum.
Exactly. And in my opinion, and I hate to say it, bro, I guarantee you most times the situation did not have to go there. I ain't gonna say most times. I'm gonna say at least half the time. I guarantee you the situation did not have to go that far. Like I say, man, I'm a dude. I've been pulled over multiple times. Man, I'd have been sloppy drunk, driving 90 something down through Winfield. This is out in the back country.
You're a bad boy.
That's what I'm saying. I've been telling them I was a bad. No. But look, I'm
driving. Ain't got no lights. You're a bad.
I swear, no street lights. 45. The speed limit is 45. I'm going 95.
Damn.
Dude, and I'm drunk. I'm pretty sure the dude could smell the alcohol on me. I get out the car. Yes, sir. What's the problem? Oh man, I'm just trying to get my home because I had my homeboy had his girl. We trying to get her home, sir. That's all. Man, dude, let me go. My ticket was like $200. I was supposed to go to jail that night.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to jail that night. So I think I think from both sides, I think there are white cops that look at us like you say, the black culture, the gangster rap, gang stuff. Oh, okay, this is a black guy. I'm sure it's cops that look at us like that. But I think, like I said, on the other side, we can do better jobs. Okay, when he come to the car with that mindset, yes, sir. What's the problem? Here's my license. You need me to get out? Or if they ask you to get out, get out. Be polite so you can go on about your day, man.
Yeah.
I think we both can do something to kind of keep those numbers way lower than what they are.
I will say this though, and this is just my personal experience, not
Yeah.
nobody else's statistics, nobody else, but just me in the years I've been doing it. Each time I have stopped a black or white person, I would say one thing I wish would change more dramatically in the black community is when you are stopped and you have a gun in the car.
Mm.
Tell me where it is and immediately put your hands on the steering wheel, ask, can you exit the car? A lot of times, black people don't say they don't have a gun. They don't say they have the gun in the car. And then they tell you, I was like, is that a gun like that? And they'll be like, yeah, let me grab it. Because they're not educated.
No etiquette on it.
They don't the situation as you're innocently trying to grab it and give it to me. I don't think you really trying to hurt me.
But you still got to look out for your safety.
But at the same time, like I went back to say earlier, I don't know you.
Yeah. Still got to hit you with the whoa, whoa, whoa.
See, the difference is black people are scared to say they have a gun. And I've learned in the white culture, they brag about them having a gun.
Oh, yeah.
At the right times. Because I know plenty of friends of mine who got a pistol, and the first thing they did was put it on Snapchat like this.
Oh, God.
Some pointed at the camera, some wild stuff. And why? I don't know, but that's something.
That's going to go into knowing the law. So wherever you are, know the gun laws for where you are. If it needs to be registered, register the gun. 100%. And if you can't register the gun, that means you're out here doing something you ain't got no business doing anyway.
Exactly.
So I can't even speak to you. This is for my regular people right here.
Just be vocal. Just be vocal. Don't be afraid to say, excuse me, I do have a pistol right here between my seat, or I do have a pistol in the glove box. I do have a pistol right here with the steering wheel and the holster.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not going to trip. But the moment you get fidgety and like I tell you, like, go ahead and get the car. Why I got the car? What the hell wrong with you? Why are you getting hostile out?
Now you looking suspicious. You looking suspicious now.
I would say if anybody can get a concealed carry legally, get a concealed carry.
Right.
One thing a concealed carry would do is eliminate that question of, is there any weapons in the car? Because it's just like your driver's license. When I look you up, it's gonna pop up. It's gonna pop up. You have a concealed carry, and I'm gonna ask you, is your weapon in your car? Yes, it is. Okay, great. Go ahead and step out for me. I'm gonna step them out. But a lot of people gotta understand this. Just because I'm telling you to step out this car does not mean I'm about to search your car.
Right.
I need to retrieve that weapon. Where's the weapon at? You tell me where it is. That's where I get it from. Now, people understand if somebody starts digging on their glove box and armrests and stuff like that, and the gun was nowhere there, they need to shut that down. I will say that, because that's not a legal search. I'm getting the gun out, and that's all I'm getting out at this point in time, unless in the midst of me getting this gun out, there's a freaking meth pipe on the front.
Yeah, right.
Travis, I'm like, okay, now we got this right here.
Dennis,
you can't just ignore that.
Dennis probable cause.
Oh, man.
It's probable cause then. Shit.
Yeah, it's definitely probable cause then.
That's how the game go. But shoot, man, what I would do, man, I would take the clip out and everything, put it right here in visible sight. It's right there. I mean,
I wouldn't
you
do
wouldn't
that.
take the clip out. I'm talking about before the officer get there.
Because you're doing too much. You're doing too much before they walk up to the car.
You feel like they see all that? Y'all see all that from the back? I got dark tint. Now,
if the tent not pitch black, yeah, I see it.
yeah.
Because the first thing I'm gonna do now, so you went to a realm of now it's suspicious activity. Even though you said what you did, what do I actually know what you was doing? Did you tuck something under your seat? Did you tuck something in the seat? Did you tuck a backpack under the seat? Did you put something in the backpack? Did you do this? The best way to do it, you get stopped, just pull over. Pull over. I always tell people pull over, cut the car off. Already have the window down. You can have your hands on the steering wheel like this. You can have the hands just sitting like this thinking. You can put both hands out the door.
Okay, that makes sense. But check it out. Now check it out. I'm gonna push back on it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So me doing that, just because you think it might be something suspicious, that still don't give you the right to search, right?
No, but it doesn't get the right to search.
Okay.
But you probably also made a peaceful person come up to your car, change from peaceful to
there you go.
To now warranted in
that's good shit.
Suspicion of something going on. So now his peaceful demeanor went from that to cautious.
Okay.
And from cautious could go to escalation of now being aggression. And
no doubt. Depending on you.
It just starts going from there to there.
Slippery slope. Yep.
Yeah. Best thing is pull over, put the window down, cut the car off, wait. Walk into the car. What's going on? Whoop, 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 whoop. Just let you know. I do have a pistol sitting over there in the passenger seat, or I do have a pistol over here. This, that, and the third. And a lot of times we'll always say, "Okay, that ain't no big deal. Just go ahead and step out the car for me." And we get people out the car because there's a freaking gun in the car.
Yeah.
So I want you away from that. And people always say, "Well, you got a gun on you." That's a dumb argument.
The job come with a gun.
The whole job.
I'm gonna say that. Dumb argument.
Yeah.
Dumb argument. So it's it's all learning curves, and each day is different. Each stop is different. The one thing I do hate, and I wish people get out the normal of when they say, you on a routine stop. There's no such thing as a routine stop.
Right.
That's never happened. Because no stop is the same. Every stop is handled differently. Every
snowflakes. God damn.
So I really hate that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I remember you saying earlier, nobody just shoots somebody and just walks off willy-nilly like nothing happened.
Not normal people.
Yeah. Is there any type of, I don't know, I don't even know what to call it, but is there any type of training or anything that you go to after you have to fire your weapon on somebody that police officers take
counseling or anything? I guess you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
There's immediate. I can't think of the name of crisis counselors. I can't really think of the name of them right now, but there's a team of counselors that are hired to come out and talk. You go on administrative leave and stuff like that, and you're not allowed to come back to work until you're mentally fit for duty. And they have to clear you for any of that.
Wow, I didn't know they go that deep. Wow.
So yeah, you have to get cleared because you fire again. Because normal people, when they fire their gun at a human being,
right?
It's one of those things where you're just not. It doesn't sit right with you. It's just like, this is gonna sound bad. I'm not comparing people to animals, but don't take it out of context for that. But it's like over here we eat ribs, right? Pigs.
Right.
Unless you're Muslim, but we eat pigs. We eat ribs. We eat bacon. This and the third. And if I look both of y'all in your eyes right now and say, would you eat a horse?
Nah, I ain't never heard nobody eating a horse. Yeah.
Right. That don't seem normal, right?
Right.
So that's like kind of thing like this. So like it's out of the realm of normalcy. Like you
at the realm of sounding racist shit. I mean I eat Chinese food, so they say anything.
Ain't no telling what's up in that. You right, but we
I might take a little horse spare rib, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I love Chinese.
Boy, you crazy.
Cajuns are worse than Gator.
One of those things though. You you're not gonna take the life of something that you hold in a different bracket.
Right.
It's
Right.
that you just proud about that. Just
like how white people do dogs. Yeah, they never shoot a dog.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm about to say because I didn't get bit by a dog on a job and I shot that dog.
I'm just bullshitting.
So I'm saying that now. I got attacked by a dog on duty.
No kidding.
And he gone.
Oh, man, rest in peace. It be like that though. That's why there's leash laws, right?
That man let that dog go on us.
You had to pop him.
Oh, it was beef. Okay.
He let that dog go. And poor dog.
Crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, we're gonna have ASPCA on us. We gotta switch up.
Poor dog. You know how they out there about their dogs.
Have you had to fire your weapon on somebody before? I mean, you've been on there for a while. I don't know.
I'm not really at liberty to say.
I want to go there.
I will say I have never. I will say the situations I've had, it was started at me first.
Okay.
And my body cameras on.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Always just reacting in terms of protocol.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's your craziest like story? Not really shooting somebody, just the craziest time that you had to like pull somebody over and like the craziest story of pulling somebody over. What's the crazy one?
Okay. Just to pull somebody over?
Just pulling somebody over. No, shooting nobody or no shit.
Non-routine.
Right. Supposed to be routine, right?
Craziest thing I've had happen was I went to pull somebody over. They didn't want to stop, so I'm thinking I'm getting into a pursuit with them.
Okay.
They finally come to a stop. I think the car actually ran out of gas. Get up to the front seat, and the dude was booty butt naked.
What? That's why he didn't want to stop. Shit.
Well, so it's worse. So he was naked, and I'm like, bro, what's happening? So I called for Acadian, which is the ambulance services, to come over and stuff like that to do a mental check real fast because that's normal.
Niggas don't drive. Niggas don't drive naked. No.
It's 112 and everybody I seen outside still had clothes on.
What happened was he had a some type of sex fetish thing where the excitement got him off. So when we got him out the car to get a blanket wrapped around to get into Acadian, he had a bullet thing, a little vibrator thing.
Stop.
And it fell out of him.
Oh my God.
He was like, man, grab with me. We looked at man in his eyes, and I don't know who did it, but somebody kicked it into the ditch.
Right.
Well, nobody.
Wait. So one last question: was he white or was he black?
Oh yeah, I already got the description on this one. We have
it better be who we think it is.
He was neither.
Okay. Long as he wasn't us. Long as he wasn't us.
The world is changing.
I want to say he was Vietnamese or something like that.
Oh shit, man, that's some crazy shit. God damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a weird time.
It's funny how we always do that when we hear a story. We want to know why is it like that?
I don't know, man. Because we kind of know tendencies of each race a little bit, so we just like
that don't really sound
like no black stuff. Yeah. Well, that don't really sound like no black stuff.
I mean, let's just be honest. Yes, son. Okay. Let's just be honest. It's like you hear a story. Oh, 2 people were eaten in the Atlantic Ocean by 2 sharks.
Come on now.
It's
not us.
It's
not swim like that.
Because what would you even be doing in the
Atlantic?
Who you even know over there?
How you even know where that's at? Like,
it's not our MO. That's not our thing.
Man. Now, somebody got shot on Galveston Beach.
It can go both ways.
Might be us. It might be us. Baby.
Okay. All right. We got the heavy stuff. Let's get a little bit of light activity out here, man. What's your highest achievement, man? What's the thing that you're most proud of since you've been on the force, dude?
Oh, I'm a DT instructor. I like that.
Break that down.
Hmm?
Break that down for us. DT instructor.
I'm a defensive tactics instructor.
Okay.
Okay. So like you teach women self-defense.
No.
Okay.
I teach in a way of self-defense and learning how to teach officers, basically like officer survival, how to save yourself from being killed if you're in a hand-to-hand situation with somebody or things like that. Okay. How to get away from getting choked and stuff like that, bear hugs, and how to safely distance yourself from a suspect and or how to engage that suspect also to gain the upper hand. Could I teach? That's possibly, but I'm not certified for that, so I'm not gonna do that for somebody to come out of here and get beat up and say I that class from officer.
You supposed to see he told him.
He just like the officer on the Instagram videos. He told me to swipe and move, and I got shot.
Right.
That's that dude named the Detroit Survival Guy. I'm not gonna be him.
That dude is hilarious.
Getting people out here.
It's right here. It's one of them. Take your middle finger. You know, swift your head, shake. Like, what the
hell? All what happened was you got shot and you lost the tip of your finger.
Hey, wait, is that the dude that had the cargo shorts on? Was that him? Oh my god, bro!
With the black gloves.
He supposed to be the safety. He supposed to be teaching safety. He let it off, man.
I'm not gonna pull his move. Stick with what I know.
Right.
Other than that, I really don't look at my job to be something that I need to get rewards from. Does that make?
Wow.
I don't know.
A lot of sense.
It's
you know, some officers go out there and play with kids they'll never play with, just to get a picture to get put on a Facebook page or something like that, or get gratification.
Yeah.
Like I go out there and play with kids, but I don't want any pictures taken of me because this is something I just like doing.
Right.
So like any type of achievements or awards, I don't really look to give them because this is my normal thing. This is something I don't have to go above and beyond for. You ever notice those headlines? Officer goes above and beyond to help youth with football crisis or something like that.
Yeah.
No, I go buy football all the time and go give it to kids or basketball or buy them snacks out the store. I'm not going above and beyond. It's just my normal thing.
Right.
It's my normancy. So
I don't really get into it because you like to interact, you like to help people.
Yeah. So. And at the end of the day, that's bridging the gap. You know, so those kids that you do that for, they can't say all cops are bad.
Right.
They'll never be able to say that, you know.
Right. And I've had situations where I would get with young people and deal with them in a good way, and then I'll see them on the bad end of it, and they'll see me. They'll be all hyped up before I get in. They'll see me. They just put their head down. It's like they let me
down. Let you down.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, like, look, man, things happen. Don't look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as a learning curve.
Right. No doubt.
Okay. So I know everybody likes to pretend like the world is no longer white, especially in America, but the majority is still white. 60% of the police officer is white people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, your job is a lot like other jobs where you have those characters. Is it a lot like other jobs to where, because, and me being in a professional field for well over 10 years now, you see those people that are in positions that shouldn't be. You see those people that, it seems like they have this cachet to where they just do whatever they want. Sometimes don't even follow the rules per se, but still nothing happens. Do you see that, unfortunately, in the police community as well, or?
You see it, but it's almost like it's not blatantly honest.
Right.
You can tell when there's certain favoritisms happening.
They just do a better job addressing it up.
Yeah, like when you put in for a CI class and you put in for it well enough in advance, and then the person that you know is probably the LeBron knows, they put in for it, but they on shift, so they can't work it. But then all of a sudden they're allowed to take off and you get called in to work mandatory overtime.
Mm-hmm.
So things like that has happened to people. And officers have spoke up about it, wrote grievances, but it happened.
Right.
There is favoritism. Yes, V? Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna let you get back to your family, man. I only got like one more question. I don't know how many more you got, G, and then we're gonna get to some sports and we'll wrap it up. Did you have something else to get, Vic?
No, we're good.
I got one last one, man, and then we'll take it home with some sports. Do you feel respected more or less now that you are an officer?
I feel like I'm respected for the wrong reasons.
Just because of the badge?
People see me in uniform, and it's my neighbors, my old neighbors. When I moved in, I was outside messing with the water hose one day, and I was dressed in my regular attire: do-rag, muscle shirts, Nike slippers, no socks. I'm just whatever.
Your black uniform
at the crib.
I'm messing with my water hose, and my old neighbor was like, "Hey, do you live here?" And I kind of rose up, and I said, "Well, yes, sir, ma'am, I do. You live here." And I said, I bought this with my own monies.
No, you didn't tell it to her like that.
I know, Vic. He said it.
He probably said it like that.
He definitely said it.
I heard it said like that and then walked off. And then I think like 2-3 days later, I get my unit back. My police car was in the shop. I get back out of the shop and I pull up in it. And
we lost him. Did we lose him?
DJ unhooked the Wi-Fi.
He done
I'm ready to play with my daddy.
He on that 2K stuff.
I want to hear the end of that story too. We gotta see if we get my boy back.
Did we lose him? Is he back on? That was some very informative stuff, though, man. I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know that you could come and ride along like as a civilian. I did not know that.
No, for real. I thought that was just a movie.
I thought that was just a movie. And then I didn't know that you could, take those classes that you like the simulated pullover things. I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, man. I think this is the time. This is the era where we need to be more involved instead of just acting like the police are this outside force that we just have to be wary and afraid of.
We against them, they're against us. Yeah.
Right. Just like he said, they're cautious where we might need to be cautious, but at the same time recognize that, hey, they're human beings. And as much as, some things are done out of pocket, in most instances, it's it's only going to go as far as you make it go. Right. If you do the right things, follow some of the advice that Victor that was given, show your hands immediately. Don't veer off of the questions. If they ask you questions, just answer the question. Be respectful.
Right.
I can say I've seen. I'm not gonna say I haven't seen it, but I've seen very few instances when it's that type of situation and it goes awry. Yeah, and like me and you both, we've both been a part of those thoughts and never have had it to go.
Never had
completely left. I'd have had for sure one asshole that did probably a little too much, but it didn't. God bless, I'm still here.
It get crazy. Yeah.
My bad. I'm back.
Yeah, you finish the story. Finish the story real quick.
What happened to the phone? But no, and then I pull up my police cruiser, and I'm getting out the car and she sees. She's like, hey, she said about the other day, I didn't mean anything by it, and this, that, and the third. After that, she's always speaking. She's speaking and things like that. After that, she's always saying hi and speaking to my wife and all of this and the third. I'm like, yeah.
She wants you to keep protecting her, man. That's what it is.
I don't like that. Respect me as a person first before you even know what I do for a living.
Seriously.
No doubt.
Like, I don't like that. So I think I'm respected for sometimes the wrong reasons. It's only because I'm in uniform. Because the moment I'm out of uniform, half the time people don't even recognize me. It's not like I got on glasses like Superman.
Right.
Same face, same everything. But yet the clothes change. All of a sudden I'm uniform. I ain't even recognize you.
Dude. and not to that same severity, but I've experienced that myself to a certain extent because, you know, when I worked in a environment where I needed to be formal suit dressed, a lot of times totally different reaction to where now, and it's crazy, I was younger then and I would find myself people treating me like, oh man, this guy looks like he's somebody important. Yes, sir. No, sir. Being extremely nice and, you know, just having conversation with me like I'm a person. Whereas when I'm out in my regular street clothes now, it's a lot of, you know, not making eye contact. You know, people just going off and just not being as welcoming or not being as nice as I've experienced in the past. So it's a weird thing to people to see you, not even know what you're about, but just to see you in whatever your dress is and just go, hey, this is how I'm gonna treat you. Obviously, you're somebody of importance. Right. And that's the only time you can really get some respect. That's wild.
Yeah. That's how it be sometimes though, man.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
People just gotta start enjoying people again.
Yeah.
I like that.
No doubt. Man, this was a very informative, like I said, when you dipped out, man, this is a very informative episode, man. I think me and Rod both learned a few things that we didn't know. I think this is going to be good for the people, you know, letting them know that they have, you know, they can come down in certain cities or certain areas and do a ride along, do the, you know, you said the simulation thing as far as, you know, when somebody gets pulled over or anything. I think that's cool. I think that helped get them in the mind somewhat of a cop.
Yeah.
You know, on what y'all have to go through daily. You know, this is every day with y'all. They might see one little instance that, you know, you may have on side of the road or, you know, whatever on Instagram, whatever, but this is these things y'all do every day.
Right.
So that's man, you know, like I say, we have to keep bridging the gap and get understanding between both parties, the civilian and law enforcement.
Right.
So,
and that's the thing. Like it or not, police are not going anywhere. Like,
no, they not.
We can.
I hope not.
Yeah, like,
boy, it'd be crazy. It'd be the purge out here if they do.
Yeah. So we have to keep having conversations. We have to make sure that first thing first, don't break the law.
Well, another thing to that is, you know, don't be closed off. Always be open minded and be ready ready to learn something different because somebody always has a different experience than what you have.
No doubt.
So,
no doubt.
Hey, Vic, you just took it home, man. That's the word right there. So you say you're not one of them TikTok officers. I don't need to tell them to follow you, watch you play some basketball or do.
Well, I got one of these 2 bad knees. Anybody out there playing basketball?
He say 2 bad knees. Oh, man.
The last TikTok I made was me and my wife in Jamaica. And I was looking like somebody's uncle. Got matching outfits.
Hey, man.
All right.
Jamaica do it to you.
Well, Victor, thank you so much, man, for taking the time for coming out.
Thank you, bro.
Part of the Rich Dreamzz experience, man.
Of course, anytime, man.
So, like you said, you can go up to your local station if you want to see about doing a ride along or training. Any other quick tidbits that you have for the people? The
station's always open. You can always go down there. You can always go down there and ask questions. If you want to just sit down and talk law with an officer and just get some points, a lot of times most stations has that old officer that's in there that's knows it by front to back, and they always try to be glad to talk to people. So that goes back, just don't being scared to open your mouth and go talk.
That's solid.
No doubt.
Something I like to say to the people, man, next time, and I just randomly did this last night at the movies, man. I was at the movies and I saw it was like a couple police officers. And, you know, they was just out there doing their patrol thing. Walked past one of them, just said, thank you, man. And he looked a little shocked at first, but he's like, yeah, man, anytime. And I was like, cool.
I will say this.
Thank that nigga. He getting paid for that shit. He ain't doing it for free. Nah, just play.
I will say this. One thing, and I'm going to speak for every cop, and I don't care if they don't like it or not. One thing I will say cops hate is when we go inside somewhere and the first thing somebody yells back, it says, I didn't do it.
That's probably a little corny.
That's what you're looking for right there. Arrest that person. That's the most annoying. Wow. I've walked out of restaurants.
Damn. My appetite. Who go more Jello after that?
Like I would go try to give me something for lunch, and the moment I walk in, oh, that's her right there. That's who stole it. Well, I didn't do it. I literally like, hold on, look at my wallet on the corner. I'll get my unit. I just drive off. I don't want to be there no more. Like I hate that joke. Like just let me be normal for like one bit of my day.
Right.
Well, we got to think of some more police jokes.
I will say there was one joke. I got bit by a pig once on the leg, and the girl that had the pig, she said, "Oh my God, isn't that like cannibalism?"
Wow,
that was a good one.
That's wild.
She got me with that one.
I ain't gonna lie,
you should have arrested her for that shit.
She stuck me with
it. At least sprayed her with the mace a little bit or something.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Yeah,
that's cold. But appreciate you, Vic.
Anytime.
Y'all make sure y'all like, make sure y'all follow, make sure y'all subscribe, comment. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, give us that 5-star rating. You can leave whatever you want to in the comments, but give us 5 stars. Tell me I'm ugly, but give me 5 stars. We appreciate y'all, man. Make sure you catch us on the live stream via the Now Legacy Network every Friday at 7 p.m. You can also catch us on Pandora, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you tapping into the Rich Dreamzz on your Etsy shop. Get all your merch. And hey, man, this is Smoke. Thank you, Vic, for joining us. For my boy G, reminding y'all to please let your dreams exceed your expectations. The Rich Dream Show. Peace.
Yeah.